Travis here with ChaoticCrafterZero. Just decided to go surprise live tonight, mainly because I want to change up the algorithm and I want to try to draw different people in. So instead of making this Warhammer focused, of course I'll be still doing my hobbies. One of my subscribers recommended that I try a thought-provoking Thursdays. So here I am experimenting. I'll probably do this again and again. But just because I want to reach a wider audience, get a couple more people into this, or maybe find people that want to watch something like this. So tonight we're just doing some basic stuff. I just got some humans I'll be painting up. These guys are pretty much done, but I do want to get them a little bit better. And then I like to seal them with some varnish. And then I'll have, you know, most of my army, at least the humans will be completed. So all my cultist mobs, which I have a couple, like this one's not done, right? So I'll be working on him tonight. I have 4 that are already basically done, so I'm probably going to wrap them up, and then I'll work on the new ones tonight. So, oh, WC, what's up, dude? Hey, hey. Hey, WC, good to see you, brother. I'm just going live, surprise live, to try to see if I could trick the algorithm. So we shall see what happens. But either way, it's still going to be the normal show, but it's just going to be me. You know, instead of going the overhead with this, it's going to be more like conversational. So, yeah. Yeah, thanks, brother. Yeah. Painted up in an aggressor right now. Nice. Aggressors are so cool. I gotta see how. I gotta look or tell me how they do on the tabletop, man. They look awesome. I am very happy that you have those. It's awesome. So, all right, get my gloves on. Oh, they're pretty decent. Okay. What's the squad? Are they like a 5-man squad or are they 4? And then I wonder if they have a captain or a sergeant that leads them. They're just a tad fragile for the points. Ah, I see. Okay. Oh, it's a 3-man. Interesting. Okay. 3-man. Interesting. Yeah, Gravis captain. Okay, that's what I was thinking. That's what I figured. So, to lead those boys. Nice. How awesome. And then Adepticon is coming up. Of course, I'm not going. But next year, I'll probably go. I'll probably go next year. So, yeah, I think the... Oh, Renoval, what's up, dude? I think the captain sucks up most of their points. I see. So, there you go. But, like, I found out the Chaos Lord is pretty awesome on the tabletop. So, I do have a second one. I'm not going to build him yet, but I'd like to have him ready by next Thursday. Because, obviously, tonight they have Warhammer tournaments at our local gaming store, but I want to get my army up to a little bit more to bring to the table, literally. I don't think I'll get... I could get it up to 2,000 points, because I do have a Land Raider, or a Rhino, sorry. So, that would be ideal. All right. And then Maddie's just watching House in the background and kind of sleepy. So, if you're hearing the TV, she's going to be taking a nap here. So if you hear... But not really. So she's here. But oh, you finished one of the robots. Nice, Renoval. There you go. And then WC said also, although I would argue Apothecary Biologus. Can they lead a 3-man? That's... I guess you would consider that a character. So... WC is asking how the Secatars are coming along. I don't know if you posted it on Discord yet, but if you want to, you can. Apothecary Biologist attached for all Gravis. Yeah. Like 1 per squad, probably. Like a tactical squad. Because that way you get the most benefit of it, I would imagine. Unless if there's an aura that it gives off. I'm not too sure how that works, so... I'm not privy to that. I would imagine that's how it works. Either it boosts them, or maybe it heals them, or randomly heals, so depending. And then WC said it's basically a lieutenant for Gravis rules-wise. Oh, okay. And a melee kill will give the models OC 9. Dang, that's really good. Wow. That's an what an interesting little attribute that it has there. Space Marines, man. Yeah, and oh, we got 5 people in here. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. This is Travis with ChaoticCrafterZero. I'm just building up some little guys tonight, just doing some little painting, just trying something new with the algorithm, because usually I schedule these every Wednesday. But, you know, this is just kind of one that I just wanted to have, so. Sweet. Oh, WC said, so once it gets situated and attached with the aggressors, it can be pretty nasty. Interesting. Yeah, because if you're killing with melee, then, you know, it's an all melee. It makes sense. That's what I want to do with my possessed. They're all melee. But then I have screeners, and I was going to have humans be the screeners, but actually they're too squishy. I actually want to replace them for Space Marines instead. So my Legionaries will actually screen. You know, I'm going to use the battle line as an actual battle line, engage into, you know, get into engagement, and then these little guys run around the table. So, because they have sticky objectives, which is pretty dope. If you didn't know, now you know. That's why I include these in here. So, they move relatively fast. They're not like super fast, but they're supposed. I have 2 of them, so each one can go after different objectives, and that's what I want to do, ideally. Yeah, expensive screeners. Yes, they are. Yeah, but I think I want to try that because they'll last longer. They have melee with pistols, so my Legionaries, and I want to see how they hold up as screeners. And then while they're doing that, I have my little objective getters. I just have to be careful with deep strikes. So I'll be careful with deep strikes because that's something you got to look out for when that's utilized. So especially if it's near your home objective, which is something Space Marine players probably like to do. And then we got Runival said I just posted 4 pictures of the Sekitar. Kind of speed painting them up so I can get all my army's base color done. Nothing fancy till then. I understand that. I absolutely understand that. So, and that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm just kind of working on these guys, tidying them up. They're like, I could see 3 colors on this guy. This guy's already technically, you know, but I'm not a stiffler, and a lot of people I've talked to when I went to the last LGS mini tournament, if you will, most people don't care if your guys are painted or not. So, but I like to have mine painted, ideally. So, that's just me. Everyone's different. But I don't want to not play the game because they're not painted. So that's another thing. I don't want to be like, oh, I don't want to show up because my army's not painted. Like, no, I'm going to show up if I have 1,000 points. If I have 2,000 points, I'm going to show up, you know? Yeah. Oh, okay. Of course, right, Renival. You get those 10 victory points at the end. That is a part of the game. Yes. So, hey, it helps. 10 points is a lot, too. Because there's some games I've watched or games that I've heard, and they're, like, very close. Very close. So, but usually they have painted armies, of course. But anything you can do to get an edge is nice. So, this one, not that one. This one, just not right here. I'm just gonna put a little bit more. I'm using Strickland Mud. I love Strickland Mud. One of my favorite technical basing type paints, if you will. It's really fun. Looks good. There's of course better ones out there, I'm sure, but I like it. It works. And it's okay in the pot. So. WC said, OFC, nothing like my heavy intercessor screeners, LOL. I mean, if they're in melee, I would use them for, or just pile in, you know. If you have other Space Marines and they're all charging, they make the charge, then you just pile them in and just wreck face. So 10th is very melee friendly, I feel. It's not very shooter friendly. Of course, unless if you're, you know, certain factions that are like, if I talk about Imperial Guard, for example, they're more shooter friendly, but of course you need tanks, you need artillery, all that. So. And then Renival also said, lost a few games by 3 or 5 points exactly, which I would have won if I had them battle ready painted. Yeah. Because then you could be like, technically. At least have them battle ready, right? Those 3 colors, man. That's all you need. Just the base colors like you're talking about. That's awesome. And then WC said, heavy intercessors are 100 points to 5 models, so, and they're ranged. Interesting. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Shaking up my paints. XM88, which is what I like for a good like sand type base. Yep. Yes, honey. Oh, okay, honey. Yes, yes, yes. I'll be here. That's an idea. I mean, it's cleared off now. I cleared it off. That's how I'd like it to stay like that. Yeah, it'd be really nice. Just watching House in the background, so if you're hearing that, the wife loves House, so there's no interrupting her even if I'm live, so at least she turns it down a little bit. But I could throw my headphones on. I don't know if it would be better or not, though. So. There we go, nice base on that. Just let it dry and we go back to comments. Okay, so they're very good as long range. They can see, as long as they can see, they have line of sight, especially in the Anvil Siege. Oh. I'm gonna guess that's a detachment, maybe? The detachment enhancement, I'm gonna guess? A stratagem, maybe? Anvil Siege? I'm not 100% positive on that one. That's just like Space Marine. And then Renival said, do you have any brushes to place down on the bases? Brushes to place down on the bases? How do you mean, Renival? I'm sorry. Do you have any brushes to place down on the bases? Do you mean like... Not brush. Oh. Bushes. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah. I have some Army Painter ones. They're very good. Yeah. I got just one type for now. I think they're the Mountain Tuft. Yeah. I just like the look of these ones, the Mountain Tuft ones. They're really nice. And then I got some just basing glue. It's basically like Elmer's glue, but a little bit stronger. These do add quite a bit to you know, your bases. So for some of these humans, I might throw a tuft on 1 or 2 of them. Just a tiny one though, not the big ones. So, all right, cool. Hey, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I appreciate it. I hope you're all doing okay. So hopefully you had a good day. I had a pretty good day. The weather's better. It was like 60 degrees outside, but it was a blizzard not even 3 days ago. So it's just the Midwest. It's all over the place. Okay. Close that up. Yeah, they work very good on these bases. Yeah, there's so many good looking colors that are just wild and they're really cool. There were some others that I was considering if I was going to go with like a different base scheme. I actually kind of want some of mine to be urban as well. So like rubble or, ruins if you're working around ruins, because you're going to be working on ruins a whole lot anyway. So I might have a couple of these that are not in like the desert, but it'll be like a desert city, for example. So that's something else I'm thinking about doing too. You want to come say hi, Maddie? Sure. Come on by. We're just hanging out. There she is. A couple people in there. Some good friends.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thanks, Maddie.
Yeah.
They said hi.
If I wasn't nosy.
WC said hi. Reneville said hi, Maddie.
Aww.
You gotta say hi back. You can't just leave them hanging. There you go.
What's up, homies?
What's up?
I should really finish this table.
Yeah, you should probably work on your homework, sweetheart. Just go work over there, turn off house. It's gonna distract you.
No, it helps me.
It does help you? Okay.
I think I want to do it in bed, though.
I think it's a bad idea because you might fall asleep.
I did it last night.
You did?
Yeah, and I actually got a lot done.
Okay. Alright. Well, hey, if it works, it works. So. I'll be here. Won't be up too late though. Last night I stayed up way too late, guys. I should not.
You got in trouble.
Yeah, she yelled at me. She's like, "What are you doing up so late?" I'm supposed to stick to a certain regimen.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in bed by midnight. So if he's on live after midnight, everyone leave. And say goodnight, Travis.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's people on here who can't sleep, or maybe they work night shift, or...
And that, I used to work night shift,
Yeah.
so I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Yes. I gotta get better with that.
But
so.
some people need to learn to have a regimen for their health.
Yeah. That's something I gotta work on. My doctors I've talked to said I need to go to sleep at a certain time, and I've been pretty bad. Which is why I have my late hobby nights, because I'm actually more awake at night. I just am naturally. My father's the same way. So.
Yeah, but he works night shift.
He does work night shift, but he's just naturally that way, honey. I'm not kidding. He's worked night shift ever since I can remember. He's been night shift.
I'm naturally a sleep 24/7 person, and I don't do that.
Yeah. Well, you wish you could, but some days it's like...
I literally can take a Vyvanse, a Monster, an Adderall, a coffee, and then take a nap.
That's impressive. Yeah. I need my caffeine to wake up. So I'm a little bit of the opposite. She can just wake up and just get her day started for the most part. But there's also days where she'll just sleep in and she's just not getting up, man. So I guess it depends on the day, right? If it's been a long week, she's just got her catch-up day.
It's been a long week this week, and I'm not supposed to have class tomorrow, and I have class from 8 to noon.
What?
Yeah.
Why'd they do that?
Because they hate us.
Oh.
Hate us because they ain't us.
Hate us because they ain't us.
No.
Oh, Iron Warrior's in here. What's up, dude? Hey, Iron Warrior. Good to see you, friend. So the light's kind of in the way. There's nothing. I guess I could bring the phone down. Yeah, that's better. Reneville said I got hot cocoa to get up. I get hot cocoa to wake up. Oh, it's It's one of Maddie's favorite drinks, believe it or not. And her mother.
It's my mom's favorite.
Yeah, your mom's for sure. It's like any time of the year she wants a hot cocoa. I'm like, what the hell? It's summer in Arizona. And she's like, oh, I think we got a hot cocoa. I'm like, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. WC said same. Oh, yeah. And then Renival even said, well, I'm 2 to 3 hours behind. Yeah. So. Need get my hands to dry out a little bit. And then these bases are just drying right now as they are. Let me go to comments. WC said, I set my alarm a couple minutes early and give myself a moment to rest when I wake up. I'm the same way. Unless if I absolutely have to get up, I'm usually like chilling in bed for like 5-10 minutes, you know, and I'm like, all right, maybe longer, fine.
Way longer.
Way longer. That's a lot of longers, yeah.
Way longer.
No, that's crazy. And then, yeah, you're crazy. That's not true. I thought you were going to bed.
And then I got distracted.
Okay. ADHD is a interesting. It's a
Silent killer.
silent killer. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way, WC. I have, like when I was in the military, like I had to get the fuck up, so. And then I learned another thing you could do is you could tell people to wake you up, or you could like wake yourself up early, and then that way you're more ready for the day. Because I'm a slow get up kind of person. I can be fast,
No,
but
you
you've never seen me on a day that I absolutely have to get up, Maddie.
can't. Oh, that's my wake up alarm.
Yeah, for when you were supposed to be sleeping, but you weren't. So.
Yeah, but I got distracted.
Yeah, I know. By me. Renival said BRB. Okay, man. You're good. We'll be here. Hey, whoever's in here, we see 6 people in here. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I'm Travis with ChaoticCrafterZero. I'm a 40K hobbyist, and I like to talk about all things sci-fi and a little bit of everything. So, but I would appreciate a subscribe and a like, because I'm really close to 300 subscribers. So please help me out. And if you want to subscribe to other people who have 40K content, I got a whole bunch of people that you can also subscribe to and watch their stuff too. They have great content as well. All friends of the channel, and we work together. Iron Warrior, I am not priming tonight. No, sir. Tonight is a painting night. Paint. Just working on some humans, just getting them done. All the guys that I did yesterday, they're all dried. They're ready to be painted. And I might even start on them tonight, honestly. I might. I mean, I might as well, right? So, all right, let me get this guy's base. I like to double base this one as well, so it's not as like peanut buttery. I like it nice and peanut butter color, very smooth. So that one's ready to go. This one needs another coat, and this one's probably going to need another coat as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get those with XM88, which is a great little paint that I like to use for basing. Works good for my sand type basing that I like to do. So, like a desert planet, right? Like Dune, kind of. I like Dune, the Dune universe. So I like things being in the desert. So like a desert planet somewhere in the middle of nowhere, you know. Yeah. Maybe a forgotten planet and it just fell to chaos. Maybe it's too close to the Cicatrix Maledictum, for example. So, and there's like a, you know, maybe a warp portal or something that, you know, these guys just have to protect that planet for some reason. So Abaddon and the Black Legion are there to protect it. If they're defending, right? Or if they're assaulting, depending, right? So when you play 40K, you could be the defenders, or you could be the attackers. So I could play either one. I like snow looks good as well. So if you ever do like snow basing, trench is very good. A lot of people like trench. Like mine could work in sort of a trench environment, so they have mud on them. but it's mostly like a desert. So that's kind of how I themed my guys. And then I have Krieg that are actually in desert uniform, which they do have that in the. There was a really old codex I read, and the Krieg are not just blue and gray. They actually have different colors depending on what theater they're fighting in. So they could be Steel Legion too if I wanted to. I could make my guys Steel Legion. They would just have to have black helmets, which mine don't. Mine have tan helmets. So, and Krieg can also be green as well. So like a nice military green. I almost chose that. That would be a really good painting scheme as well. So rather than just their traditional colors. But what about you guys? What do you like to theme your minis around? Do you have like a set world that you can think of? Or do you have it around ruins? Like how do you like to base your minis? If you look at it and you're like, you're going to be on a snow planet, or you're going to be in a dense jungle, you're going to be in an urban environment, you know? WC said green, so more of a greener type of environment. Interesting. Iron Warrior said there's a black and gray scheme for Krieg too. Oh, that's... Ooh. That's pretty cool. I was not aware of that. I must have missed that one. Huh. I know they're traditional, like, blue and gray. Like, their great overcoat is like... It's a special type of gray. It's almost blue looking. They almost remind me of like the French during World War I. Just that much. So, of course, they're supposed to actually be, Austria-Hungary during World War I, because that's Krieg, which is Germanic. So, which means war, by the way, if you didn't know that. So, and they come from the planet Krieg. Yeah, black and gray would look pretty hard. Yeah, that'd be really good for like an urban setting too. I mean, that would work for a lot of settings, but I could see the Blitzkrieg. Yep. So the Blitzkrieg is lightning war. That's what that stands for. So Blitz means lightning, and then war is Krieg. So.
And then war means war.
So, yeah. If you're ever wondering why it's the Krieg, where that comes from, it's Germanic. And the Blitzkrieg is something that we all know, the German forces, the bad guys, the Wehrmacht and all that, and they all used the Blitzkrieg type of method because it was very successful. They were able to roll through Poland no problem. They were able to get in through France no problem. They basically overtook Europe as a landmass very quickly. If they forego the Eastern Front, of course, but once they opened that up, they screwed themselves. But Germany was on top. They basically won World War II very quickly, and then they decided to say, you know what, Russia? Fuck you. And then they went into Africa and did a bunch of like the AfriCorps, as they called them. A lot of that was there. But Rommel was down in Africa too, so... what was it, High Marshal Rommel? And then Patton, right? So Patton was with the 5th. He was with a lot of different brigades, but they started in Africa, and they actually worked their way up through Europe. So, and I actually met a World War II veteran who served under Patton, which was kind of cool. He was just a truck transporter, but still, he went from Africa into Europe. And he got all the way to France. And then his time ended, so he had to go back home. And he said, I'm not going back. I'm doing my time, and I'm going home a hero. So he did. He didn't get hurt real bad or anything like that. He was pretty lucky. So, pretty cool meeting him. Hung out with him a couple times. I got to actually, for the honor flight to D.C., I got to push his wheelchair onto the plane so he could go with the other World War II vets and some of the Vietnam, mostly Korea, that they got to go to D.C. and see the memorials, and, they would be thanked by senators and Congress and all that. So I got to do that way back in the day. But it was kind of cool being able to push him onto the plane, and then he was able to go, So that was kind of something I did before I left for the Marine Corps. It's kind of a nice send-off for the old guy. He ended up passing away, unfortunately. Just in his home. Nobody was there. It's kind of sad. You know. But either way, he had a good life. He lived to be, like 88 or something. Round Guy said, my bases are always Mars Red, Sand, and Debris. Yeah, that's a cool one, too. The Mars Red is awesome. That's a solid choice. Yeah, the game I actually played, my first 1,000-point game, it was Mars Red map. It was really cool. I loved it with the ruins and everything. It was like Mars Red. And my guys, I mean, they kind of fit in pretty decently because the desert theme a little bit. So just a little bit. But it was a cool map to play on. I love the Mars Red too. Big fan of that. And then LED said, sorry I was late. I was sleeping. Oh, you're good, Ellie. This is just a surprise live. I'm just trying to throw off the algorithm. So we got 8 people in here. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 300 subscribers. So I'm almost there. I'm at like 293 right now, which is crazy. So if you're able to help me, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. It helps me push past 300. And then I'm just seeing that 500 mark. And that's what I'm trying to get to. Not even thousands, just 500. Oh, LED said I'm sick. Uh-oh. I went to the doctor. Turns out I have the flu. Ruh-roh. The flu A or B, Maddie asked. Go figure, right? Jeez. I was going to ask Renival if Ellie ever reached out to you. I was curious. You guys are talking a little bit. I've had a fever all day. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Take Tylenol. It'll help that fever. It'll keep it down. I could give her basic shit. It's not gonna kill her. No, she pours Monster into her eyes, Maddie. She can take anything. Honestly, I'm surprised the fever hasn't died because of Ellie. So her immune system is that of a fucking rhinoceros. So Renival's in here. The only cure is more cowbell. I need more cowbell. Hopefully you guys get that reference. I get that reference from Saturday Night Live. Christopher Walken. That's an older, but I get the inside joke. I get it. I get a decent amount of inside jokes or like comedy TV, but it's like, you're getting old when you start like making jokes to people and like no one laughs and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's a South Park episode, like season 3. And they're like, what's South Park? I'm like, bro, who am I talking to right now? Or like Family Guy or American Dad, like a lot of these new kids, they grow up and you're telling jokes and nobody understands your references. Or you start talking about music and no one gets it and you're like, oh boy, am I getting old? Fuck. But a lot of you people in here know what I'm talking about. So like Renival, Neo, we're kind of on the same page. Let's see, are you dry yet? Hurry up. Oh, I'm telling it what to do. I am your creator, and as your creator, hurry up and dry. LED said, I get that. Oh, okay. So you understand the cowbell. Oh, look at that. I live under a rock, and even I get this. Okay. Now that's impressive. That I am actually happy to hear that. No, this is Patrick. So that's good. That's good. Awesome. Good. So as you can see, Round Guy, you're in good company. We get some people who actually understand some things culturally. Also, I heard today, this is really weird, but I follow it, like the Mormon Wives thing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, The Bachelorette, the newest season, was already filmed. And they put millions of dollars into this fucking show, by the way. and the main person is Taylor from Mormon Wives. For whatever reason, they decided to put her as the Bachelorette. They filmed the whole fucking thing, and then her ex-husband posted a video.
Baby daddy. Not ex-husband.
I thought they were married. They weren't married? Okay,
married.
fine. Her ex-father of her children, still father of her children, but they're not married. They're not together. They're on and off again. Super toxic. Freaking, she abused them in like 2023. They have video that the husband shown online, and it got all the way up to like CNBC or CBC or whatever, and all these news channels, and they literally canceled the entire show within hours. Like 3 hours of it hitting online, they literally scrubbed the whole show, which is actually pretty fucking wild, by the way. That's like canceling Dancing with the Stars because one of the dancers is like a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? Like, how crazy would that... They do the whole thing.
That's a little different.
But you know what I mean. It's a pretty big deal. It's like Survivor. Let's say they did Survivor. And then they get to the end, and it turns out the guy who wins Survivor was actually like a drug dealer, and he was escaping, so he didn't have a warrant, and he went all the way to New Zealand to escape them. He comes back to the United States and gets handcuffed, and they're like, oh shit, the winner of Survivor, take down the show before it airs. You know, like that's pretty crazy for that to happen. The entire show, they did the whole thing and then just flushed it down the toilet, which is pretty crazy. So I don't really follow everything very closely. Like, I don't know what the fuck Britney Spears is up to and all that, but well, I heard she got a DUI. That's all I know. So she's all over the place. Yeah, she can't be trusted. This is why they took her money away from her, because she literally couldn't control her own money because she's fucking crazy, you know.
Well, you're fucking crazy.
I am crazy, but I can have access to my own funds, but like my mom probably shouldn't. Yes, I can, Madeline. Get the fuck out of here. Should you?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Walter White wins Survivor. That's funny.
For real, that's like what it's like.
Yeah, if Walter White were to win, literally, exactly. It's like, oh, this guy can scheme and backstab, but he's also really good at this, and the mind games, and solving riddles and puzzles, and like, oh shit, turns out he's a fucking meth dealer. And he's actually running from the cops, and he just made $1 million on Survivor. Oops, we gotta take that money back. Would they? I don't know. But I think that's the first time in history of the stupid show of Bachelorette that they've ever done that. I don't think that's ever happened, folks. It's pretty wild. So anyway, it's just stupid stuff, but I keep my ear to the ground for a lot of things. I could talk about Iran all fucking day too, but probably shouldn't. Maddie doesn't like it, so
I don't like it because it's not good for you.
yeah, there you go. But crap TV, I can watch that all day and no one blinks an eye. My gosh. What do you guys like to watch? What's your favorite TV shows? I'm curious. If you like to watch TV.
Traitors.
Traitors is good. Traitors is fine. What do you guys like to watch? What's your show? If you watch TV, maybe you don't. Not everybody watches TV, but I'm just curious what everybody likes to consume. You know, baseball season's coming up, so hell yeah, brother. Can't wait. I like my sports ball.
I like my sports like I like my men.
LED said anime, all caps. How fun. And then WC said same, LOL. So you like anime too. Oh, and Iron Warrior said, I like watching Nova, the PBS science show. Oh, that's cool. I was actually, this is going to sound super nerdy, bro, but I was actually learning about the space-time continuum. I researched it. I know it's super fucking random that you say that, but I wanted to figure out. I was like, what the fuck was Einstein about? And like, the reason why, Ellie, you're probably asking WC what his favorite anime is. WC, you can absolutely say whatever anime you like, my dude. like what your favorite animes are. I like older type animes. I'm not too privy on the new stuff, but I like Inuyasha, and I love that. Yeah. But yeah, learning about the space-time continuum is actually really cool, and I learned actually watching sci-fi movies where you see a ship go into like warp space, as they call it, or how it like pushes through, and it kind of reminded me of like in 40K how it kind of melds, it like tears open the space and it goes through the warp. But in the space-time continuum, the way that it works is like light is traveling at a constant, right? Except if anything's in the way, if anything's in front of it or whatever. But as I understand it, it travels in a constant. But when you're on a planet and there's gravity, you're melding space and time as an object existing. And then if you're like light traveling, let's say you're trying to travel somewhere else, you're going so fast that it actually looks like you're going slow. So it's like you're about to go into the warp or whatever. You're about to go into if you've ever watched Star Trek and you see when all the lights, like kind of Star Wars, when they're about to like actually go through and travel really fast, faster than light travel, how it kind of like all the stars kind of go like this and like shoot at you. But if you looked at it from the side, it would actually look like it's kind of staying still. But it's going so fast that the object almost like bends space and time around it, and then it's gone, or if you're really far away, it looks like it's there even longer. It's hyperdrive. Thank you. Yes, hyperdrive. Again, it's all science fiction, but in reality, it's based in real science, which is fucking cool. So if we're talking astrophysics, up in space physics, then that is a real thing. So people who created Star Wars, or like going into hyperdrive, or like in Star Trek, for example, when they're going and it like stretches it out kind of, and it's really slow and it looks like that, that's essentially what space travel would look like if it was real. Especially the further away you are, it almost looks like it's just staying still, like it's not going anywhere. But if you're an object and you get closer and closer and closer to it, it starts to disappear and you're like, where did it go? So, kind of cool. There's a lot more to that, by the way, but I love that shit. WC said, I really liked So I'm a Spider and Overlord. Gotcha. I am aware of Overlord. That anime, I am aware of that. I've watched like the first like OVA and then a couple other episodes, and then I don't know, I was busy doing something else. I can't remember, but. And then WC said, like, most like the good books I read. Oh, there you go. LED said, I don't read. I like reading too. I'm not like always doing it. So yeah, Maddie's busy, but she's a very avid reader, I will say that. She can read very quickly within a short period of time. So Iron Warrior, there you go. Yeah, sounds like going through a black hole. If you throw an object inside a black hole, it looks like it's going slow until it stops and disappears. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. On that event horizon, as it's called, right? So just before you enter a black hole, it's called the event horizon. So it's a real term, just like the movie, or the movie Event Horizon, but that's totally different. But some people say that that's also tied into the 40K universe, and I definitely think 40K took that movie or they took 40K and kind of integrated it into themselves. So a lot of lore overlaps in science fiction. It's kind of interesting. One could even say the lore of Dune fits in with 40K. So obviously it's before the Emperor and all. You could say it's during the Emperor, but probably before. Because they had the thinking machines and the jihad against the machines, so they also had a Men of Iron in Dune as well, if you didn't know about that. I can't remember the exact term of it, but I know it's called a jihad. Butlerian jihad, I just remembered it. It was called the Butlerian jihad.
But?
No, like butler.
Oh.
But sure, Manny, the butt jihad.
Well, I don't know.
Butlerian Jihad. So I just unlocked that in my brain. Yeah, but it's really cool to think about how science, you know, I mean, this is you know, Deep Thoughts Thursdays, as I call it. So we could talk about whatever, man. But yeah, it's very fascinating. LED said, "Fuck, I've been so sober because I don't have enough drugs. I was told when I get older, life sucks. I know. I'd be somebody if I didn't spend this money on drugs. I've been so sober by over tonight. I've been so sober by over tonight.
Stay sober.
I've been so sober by over tonight. It must be the band. Scruff McGruff says no to drugs, kids. I think this one's pretty much dry, so I'm good to start using the Strickland mud on it, just to get a nice effect. So as you can see, it's not as camo-y oh God, you can't really see it, but maybe if I do this, that's a little bit better. You can see it's kind of got like a mud pattern to it, a little bit of a desert, but not like, that's kind of how I paint my humans. So compared to like my Space Marines, which have 3 colors, these guys only have 2 colors. Just my artistic, and to save my Iraqi sand, but I just, super simple. That's how I like to do it. So
Super simple.
Super simple. Oh, LED said he's an emo singer. Oh, okay, you're cool. You're cool.
Oh, I'm just making sure we're staying sober.
No, yeah. I knew it was a song lyrics, so. Hey, what's up, Neo? Yeah, I'm live again, bro. What's up? Good to see everybody. Hey, yeah, I'm going live. This was a just impromptu surprise live. I'm trying to trick the algorithm. So I'm trying to see if I get more views this way. It's a Thursday night. I actually talked about this with WC and I think Magnus too. We were talking about how... What, Maddie? Oh, the kids? Look at freaking Kaya. Good. What the hell? That's very graceful. You should make that a sticker. The niece and nephew that we have, she is her own person at a very young age.
That's your wife.
Maddie. It's funny. Ooh, eating Filipino food. There you go, man. Yeah, I'm keeping the algorithm on toes. Exactly, Neo. Because it's like it's so used to me. Being live every Wednesday. So I just decided to try like a surprise one. I don't have any hashtags, nothing in the description that's 40K relevant. So I'm just trying to reach wider audiences. So I just want to see if it's possible that I might get more views on this. Just because I'm getting really close to 300 subscribers. So I'm trying to hit that and then a little bit more. My ultimate goal is 500 subscribers. So just doing everything I can to get there. OJ Simpson 32. What's up, dude? See, there's a perfect example. Are you Jewish? No, I'm not Jewish. I am not Jewish, OJ Simpson. Is it true that you killed your wife? Is that true? Did you do it? Oh, man. That's an odd question. Yeah, I know. I don't know if that's a bot or what. Oh, you stole my gloves? Oh, that's hilarious, dude. OJ Simpson. If the glove doesn't fit, we must acquit. Did they shrink the glove? I wonder if they shrunk the glove or not, you know? I got these gloves on. You look like my Jewish lawyer Shapiro. Oh, that's funny. I was not alive or old enough to remember the O.J. Simpson trials, but my mom told me when that shit was on, it was a big deal. It was a big deal, man. So, I know Round Guy, he probably remembers that shit. Like, that was pretty wild for O.J. Simpson to be on trial for murder. And he got acquitted. You know, good for him, man. He's out free. Free at last, free at last. I don't play in the snow anymore, man. Big mistake. That's funny, dude. Welcome to the show, bro. I'm Travis with ChaoticCrafterZero. I make miniatures. Little dudes like this, you play them in a war game. So, and I got a lot of good friends in here. So, your women are clever. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Crafty boy question. I might have an answer. Go for it, Ellie. What you got? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Make one for my friend AC. Who's AC? Where's Renival? He was in here just not even a minute ago. He should be there. The slow freeway chase in the white Bronco. Ah, okay. See, I'm not familiar. See, I knew Round Guy would remember that shit. Yeah, I didn't know about that. The slow freeway chase in the white Bronco. That's funny, dude. That's funny. And then Neo asked, weren't you two going on a date, Ellie? Yeah, I think that's tomorrow, isn't it?
Who's going on a date?
Renival and Ellie have a virtual date, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, but then she said I got the flu, so I think she's backing out.
Ooh.
She's got to be sick.
Chaotic Crafter, the matchmaker.
Yeah, this is a matchmaking channel now, yeah. Oh my gosh. Neo said, speaking of which, I miss my fucking girlfriend. It hurts. Oh, man. OJ Simpson, I miss my wife. That's so funny. That's so funny. I don't know. Neo, where is your girlfriend, man? LED said, Renival, I summon you.
Did they do distance?
Yeah, it's a distance thing.
They're gonna. His girlfriend do distance?
No. I'm still trying to find the killer. I think the cartel did it. That's funny, dude. OJ Simpson, I'm for it, bro. That's funny. I'm gonna have to watch the slow chase with the white Bronco. That's funny. I didn't know about that. I thought he had a Porsche. Didn't he have a Porsche? I thought OJ Simpson had a Porsche or something, but whatever. Crazy. I can't remember everything, and not like I really know. Again, I was way too young when OJ Simpson, the trials were going on. I think it was like, what, 94 or something? When was that? Forgive me, I actually don't know what years though were. What year that was. So, but you know what's crazy is that OJ Simpson is still, like, people know about it. Like, even I know about it. Like, probably you ask like a Gen Zer, they probably know about it. And they're like, oh, isn't that the guy who killed his wife but didn't? And I'm like, well, there's no... People say he did it, but did he do it? According back then, he didn't. So, WC said, find me a catch, find me a catch. Oh, WC is looking for someone. We could find WC someone. He's a strapping young man. He's pretty smart too. We could do The Bachelor. the nerdy bachelor. He's got his degree in computer science. His pastime is anime and Warhammer. He's 6'4" and tall, dark, and handsome. And his idols are, Henry Cavill. That's funny. I love it. That's great. And then Ellie said something about triangles and WC. Yeah, I know. Where are they, right?
Yeah, where's WC?
Yeah.
Earlier.
No, WC's here.
Oh.
Wait. LED and triangle. Oh, LED is asking for triangles and W. No, WC's here. And then triangles, I haven't seen him in a minute. Like, I don't know where he's at. But Neo said my girlfriend calls me tall, dark, and handsome, maybe because I'm taller than her and I'm Filipino. Oh.
Whatever works.
Yep.
I have my lovely leprechaun.
Is that what I am? I'm a lovely leper. I'll take it. Honestly, I'll take it.
My lovely leprechaun.
Oh, and you're my little sushi roll.
Hey, you can't say
My
that.
spicy sushi roll. Oh, man. Yeah. We do some matchmaking on here, everybody. So we got to find WC a girlfriend. Come on, we can do it.
I know a girl who's looking for a man.
Well, she wants a man here now.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she's not looking for someone in Philadelphia.
Oh, that's a little too far away.
A little too far. She's a good catch. She would be a good catch. So she's looking for a guy.
Hey, Neo.
What did Neo say? You two are so cute together. I thought about. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. I love my wife too. It's why I married her. She's the best wife I've ever had.
Yeah, and the only.
And the only.
Better be the only.
Yes, the only. Oh, God.
Neo and WC would be a great couple.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm taking Ellie.
In all caps. Oh, my God. Maybe we could find a girl somehow for you, WC. You're in the Philly area. Well, you're in. I know you're in Pennsylvania, so see if we could find someone. Hook a brother up. It's gotta be tough dating in today's age.
LOL.
So.
Look at Neo.
I'm happy man with a very nerdy woman who has lots of mood swings, but I love her dearly. I would never cheat on my leave me be. Aw. What a good guy.
Yeah, what a good guy.
Yeah.
Except he said, have you thought about dating?
Who?
Neo.
About what?
He said that to you. Have you thought about dating Travis?
No.
Oh, have you thought about dating Travis?
What?
Is he asking if I have thought about dating you?
I don't know.
Or
Read
is
the
he
comments.
asking, have you thought about dating, Travis?
Have I thought about dating? I go on dates with my wife every once in a
I've
while.
never been on a date before.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We go on dates too.
I'm just joking.
Yeah. Shouldn't you be studying or working on homework and stuff, honey? You said that like 30 minutes ago or like an
but
hour
then I got
ago.
distracted by the puzzle.
And
then I don't want to.
Well, you do whatever you want. You're fine. You're already doing really good in class, so.
I'm doing okay.
I'd say you're doing pretty good, so. How many
Chicken
people
and
got?
corn. I love chicken and corn.
Shout out to Corn.
I
Oh my
agree.
God.
Corn is the shit.
So LED, I actually did do some research into your reasoning for not liking Corn. I know why you don't, and I think you're wrong.
Corn the food or the...
No, the band, Madeline. The band. She hates Corn, Korn. So, Ellie, I don't know. I'm not doing this to be a dick. I did do some research. It turns out the song Daddy, that's probably the one you're talking about, is actually about the lead singer being sexually abused when he was a young child. So that song, I know what song you're talking about, and it's creepy, right? It's actually considered one of the most disturbing songs ever recorded, because at the end of the song, he actually has a fucking breakdown, and it's real, in the studio. So, you're talking about Trash? So, but just to let you know, that's what happened in Korn. So, if you're wondering why that song is there and you have those feelings about Korn and you talk about how they talk about kids and stuff, it's because the lead singer is actually venting a lot of his horrible experiences he had over his life. It's kind of sad, but there you go. So, ay. Anyway, Thought-Provoking Thursdays, as it's called. So we're talking about things a little bit of all over the place, not just 40K related. Like there's Warhammer Wednesdays, Thought-Provoking Thursdays. I might make this, I don't know if I'll schedule this or if I'll just do it random every Thursday just to see if the algorithm will help me out or not. So we shall see. So I know the algorithm does like consistency with what you're talking about and what you're showing. So it likes that rather than having content that's all over the place. But, you know, maybe I can try to use this to help me out. So just because I keep hitting plateaus, it's a very slow grind, guys. It's a slow grind. But I appreciate everyone being with me. Back to the comments. WC said we're always harder on ourselves, Maddie. No, that's the truth, bro. You're doing great. Slipknot superiority. Iron Warrior. And then she said, shh. WC, you working on anything right now? He said, yup. He's working on an aggressor. Yep, exactly. Salamander aggressor? Probably is. I'll do a lyric from that song. I want some corn chart on the grill. It's almost summer, Neo. Well, I don't know what it's like by you. It's got to be nice in Cali. So it's got to be real nice for you, homie. Over here, it's like, I don't know. We just had a blizzard 3 days ago, and then today it's like 60 degrees out. And it's starting to melt everything. But we had like 10 inches of snow. It was bad. It was the worst storm I've seen in a minute. Like a bad blizzard out of nowhere. And then on the south, they got a lot of tornadoes because the cold and the warm air coming up mix, and they get a lot of tornado season. So luckily we're not in Kentucky anymore because there were a lot of tornadoes in Kentucky. And it's just getting worse. Like I feel all the tornado alley is just, it's moving up towards like Illinois and like places that haven't been hit in a long time are getting hit. It's pretty fucking wild. Like my hometown in Illinois, they got hit really bad with a storm last year, and it was almost a tornado, but it was the worst storm to come through that town in 50 plus years, you know? Like my stepdad's lived there his whole life, and he's like, man, I haven't seen anything like this since the 70s, you know? Iron Warrior 42 said shit posting Saturdays. That's fucking great, man. WC said, Travis, you really need to try making a series. I legitimately think it'll help a ton. Yeah, how could I do that, man? If, like, a series. Yeah. What could I do for that? You know what I mean? It would help me a ton. Yeah, I think it would too, man. Because I'm going live. I'm doing shorts. And I'm doing the shorts, and they're pretty successful. So I'm trying to do almost a short a day. So, and then Neo said, no, it's been like 100 degrees for 2 weeks. Holy shit. Sweating buckets. Wow. Dang, what a change in temperature. Holy crap, man. The downside of global warming. Yeah, exactly, dude. Neo just said, God damn, dude, I want some corn. Corn is so delicious. Get you some corn, bro. Iron Warrior 42 said, you know, I'm surprised someone hasn't made a modern era miniature war game since Call of Duty Modern Warfare is so popular. Yeah, not yet. Not that I'm aware of, man. There are miniature games that I've seen dioramas too, about freaking like Modern Warfare type miniature gaming. I would love that. If it was like Iraq, or I know in the military they actually use that. In the military they actually do wargaming. I'm not kidding you, with a dice and everything. I've done that because I went to Quantico, which is where the FBI also trains, by the way. But also the officers train there, and there's something called the Wargaming Center. And a lot of like officers that go through officer candidate school, or they're going through actual officer school. Like OCS is totally different. It's like you have to pass OCS to even be considered to be a potential officer, and if you pass OCS, then you get your actual date to go into the officer corps. And it's I think the Marine Corps has the toughest officer training program in all the military. Second would probably be the Army, and then third would be the Navy. So, but a modern day war game would be really sick. I would like tactical would be awesome, man. Yeah, too slow for their taste, I know. Yeah, Renival, hey, you're welcome back, bro. That's right, Renival, your lady has missed you. Me and Crafty Boy had a fight. Yeah, a little fight, just a little, you know. I'm just throwing it out there. I gotta defend one of my favorite bands. I gotta defend Korn, and I did some research, and I didn't actually know all that, which sounds bad. But again, I'm not like a #1 fan of Korn. I love Korn, but I never really like deep dived into their lore and shit. So, but now I know. And now you know. So if you hear a weird Korn song and you're like, why is this like this? Why is this, you know, like you're listening to their album and there's some fucking weird ass songs on there with crazy lyrics, it's because, yeah, I know. Yeah. I know, Ellie, I know. I said fucking trash. Renival said made spaghetti, meatballs, and garlic toast. There you go, dude. Here's all the boys I did last night. They're all fucking nice and dark, looking awesome. My Black Legionnaires. I do have some Chosen in here as well, so I can spot them out. I know exactly which ones they are. But I do have Chosen as well in lieu of Terminators, but I did recently buy some Terminators, so you can't say that too loud. But I do have Terminators now. I said I wouldn't buy any new minis until the new, yeah, Korn, the Chaos God would enjoy Korn music. That's so funny. While eating corn flakes, yes. That's funny, dude. 11th edition will be the Orc era. That's right, Neo. Hey, I knew that orcs were gonna, because there was a lot of rumblings on the underground of 11th edition starting, and orcs are of course going to be probably one of the first ones to get their codex, along with some new minis. I mean, they already got the new biker, so and then there will be, if you guys didn't see the preview, I could see Korn being into Motorhead. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Love it. And then Neo said gonna redo my Gazcole because he's fucking ugly and he was one of my first Oh, you took on Gazcole right away? I almost took on Abaddon right away because I bought him not at first, but I knew that I needed a warlord for my army, and I did a lot of research, and Abaddon's up there, right? And his points are going down, which is actually kind of nice. So his points have gone down a little bit, so he's a pretty good warlord to have on the tabletop, and his aura is really fucking awesome that he has if he's within other models. So he's very advantageous to have. In a 1,000 point army, I made a bad choice bringing him. I shouldn't have brought him. But on a 2,000 point army, yeah, he's pretty fucking strong. He's probably one of the strongest units you can have, warlords wise. He's really fucking strong. The only one who might do him like more in Chaos Space Marines, not any of the other like deity based, right? Like Slanesh and shit like that. Just like Chaos Undivided, the only one who'll probably updo him is probably Vashtor. And then if Perturabo comes out. But then I wonder, if Perturabo comes out, is he going to get his own codex for Iron Warriors? They could do that. They could. Because they're still a legion. They're still a legion. They never splintered apart. there's like, you know, they have the Civil War and shit, but they're still iron within, iron without at the end of the day. And if Perturabo needs his boys, he could whip them up real quick, much like Gilliman could if he really needed to. So, yeah. No, I get you, Neo. If you got to redo them a little bit, then you can. You can. I mean, it's just paint, right? It's just paint. So, ooh, we got some other talk in here. And then Neo said, "Dude, I did the Infernus Marine starter kit. Did the Plague Marines and went straight to Gazi." Oh shit. Okay, I see. I have Infernus Marines right over there. Actually, I have 2 of them. So I have 2 of them boys. I haven't even finished them, but they're sitting over there, just looking at me. No one cares, loyalists. But they're holding down the fort on the desk right now, so I can see them looking at me. And then Neo said, might have overstepped, but hey, we got there, LOL. Yeah. Gazcol is really cool, man. The orcs are freaking sweet. They're a really cool faction. They're really cool. They're fucking space orcs. Like, come on, man. They're fucking sweet. They are very fun. And I don't know when they're going to get models refreshed, because a lot of them have very old models, but we'll see. You know, if they're going to be one of the starting bad guys for 11th, that's a pretty big deal. So that's a lot of love right there they're giving them, because they could have gone in so many other directions. I mean, Necrons make the most sense, right? Especially for the timeline in the 41st millennium, the way things have been progressing. The Necrons would technically be a big bad, or the Tyranids. So, and Huron Blackheart, he's doing his own thing, man. He's not really going on crusades. He's a pirate, dude. He doesn't want to conquer into the Imperium that much. He just wants to take their shit and build up his army. And then Abaddon, I got to research how he's going to interact with Huron. I would imagine that they somewhat respect each other, but like Abaddon probably looks down hard on Huron Blackheart, because Abaddon's a firstborn. He's been there for a very, very long time. He's a real veteran of the Long War, way before Huron Blackheart was even born. So, yeah. So, I don't know how he'd look at him. I mean, I would imagine there would be some mutual respect for what he's built, but Abaddon probably eyes his forces and goes, I could use that too. How can I bring them into the black, you know? They could fight each other. That'd be interesting. That'd be an interesting arc, actually, if they had Chaos and Chaos fight each other, because that's very Chaos, right? Like if fucking Huron Blackheart versus Abaddon, like I would love to see that. I would love to see that lore-wise. That'd be pretty dope. As bad as it is for Chaos, it's actually pretty fucking cool. So I could see that. And then Perturabo coming in and going, hey, fucking children, fuck that. Now you both are under me. You work for the fucking Iron, you know, you work for the Iron Warriors now, bitches. You know, and he might even kill Abaddon and he'll definitely kill Huron Blackheart. Perturabo would fucking boom. Be like, oh, you're too old, and just kill him. And he would look at Abaddon and be like, I think I remember you somewhere. Might kill him, might not. So that'd be pretty crazy, dude. And then Reneville said, we need Lehman Russ, Vulcan, and Jagatai Khan, I'm sorry, to come back to equal it out for the Chaos. Yeah, dude, the Imperium is very unbalanced right now. They have Rabute Gilliman, and he is trying to hold everything together right now. Vulcan, no idea where he's at. Some say he died. Rogel Dorn is missing. All they have is his fist, literally. And then Jagatai Khan, I can't remember where he went. I can't remember where Jagatai Khan went. Shit. Or it'd be interesting to bring back Corvus Corax even though he'd be ascended into like demonhood essentially, or he would be, they say that he would be a warped entity. It would be interesting to have him come back too. And him just try to, I don't even know where he'd fit into the setting. He would be such a, what's the word for it? Like a wild card. You know what I mean? Like Rabute Gilman would be like, brother, is that, what are you? You know what I mean? Like, and the Inquisition would go fucking nuke him. You know what I mean? Like they would be trying to kill him because of course they're not going to trust him. The Grey Knights would absolutely try to body him, you know? So that would be pretty interesting for Corvus Corax to come back. But he would definitely be a wild card for sure. Lehman Russ, I don't remember where he went either. So forgive me, I'm a little rusty on that part of the lore where he went into. So Neo said it's also a challenge to paint orcs in the grimdark style because they're kind of portrayed as silly fun. You can still make them grimdark, bro. It's okay. You can still make them rusty and gritty and bloody a little bit. Maybe not too much blood. But, I mean, the way of the orc, they are very violent. So you can make them grimdark. I've seen them grimdark painted, and they look really good. But they do have a lot of colors that pop, and that's where it's kind of like, because grimdark is a lot more, it's dark, right? You're using darker colors. You're not having too much pop with color. So I could see how that's a challenge. But with orcs, I mean, if you want to switch it up, bro, you don't have to do grimdark on them. You don't. You don't have to do enamels on them. You could paint them just regular acrylics, but add some grim, kind of like mine, like a hybrid. You know, I don't use enamels. I do have enamels. I have this, but you know, I use acrylics for painting mine, and I like grimdark too. So, but again, like this is reasonably colorful for a grimdark. You know what I mean? But I could make them. I mean, they look dirty. They have dirt on them. They have mud on them. They have blood on them. Like they look battle torn. So like I do that on purpose. But they're not so dark where there's no color on them. Even for the Black Legion, I do have color on them. A little bit, right? So, but they're not like super colorful. And I like my guys that way. I like them the way I imagine them, right? I mean, these guys are spacefaring fucking, they're definitely the bad guy. Let me turn this light off. It kind of doesn't do him justice. There we go. You know what I'm saying? So he's got scuffs on him. He's got, you know, his armor just looks old. It looks, I mean, this is heresy pattern armor technically that he's wearing right now. So, and he's got fucking skulls on it. I don't know why. Like, it makes no sense, but hey, it's just there. So, but, you know, that's how I like my guys. You know? And that's the way I paint them, and I'm happy with them. I put them on the tabletop, and I'm like, yep, those are my guys. So that's just how I do them. Everybody does different, right? But back to comments. Sorry if I'm not keeping up, guys. I'm kind of blabbing. WC said, I have an interesting question for you guys. How would you like to design a really good Battle Force box, $250 that has $400 in base kits? How would that work? Tell me about that one, WC. How does that work? What do you mean, my friend? And then Neo said, just Nurglings, WC. Just Nurglings. Oops, all Nurglings. Renival said, wouldn't we count Huron close to Firstborn since he has the same style armor, Gene Seed, and wasn't put into a Primaris Rubicon? That is correct. He is a part, his Gene Seed is a part of Firstborn, but he was a loyalist. Much like Abaddon was. Right? But Huron Blackheart came way after Abaddon because we're talking once the Codex Astartes came in and they started splitting everybody up into chapters, right? The Celestial, they're not the Lions. Astroclaws? Is it the Astroclaws, I want to say? Astroclaws was their chapter. And they got into the Badab War, which I'd have to look up when that happened. But yes, he does have Gene Seed that's recycled from firstborn Marines, and he actually had an issue with his gene seed. Basically, it kills your body, and I read about it in the Night Lord's Omnibus, and it talks about how a lot of the firstborns that have been fighting in the Long War are actually having issues with their progenitor gland being so strong that it basically mutates over time. And because their body ages, the progenitor gland actually becomes stronger, and it basically becomes toxic to the human body, to the Space Marine body, to where the progenitor gland is so strong because the gene seed is so good, it actually starts to like kill the Space Marine. So there's a in the Night Lord's Omnibus, Huron Blackheart is actually in that, and one of his medical Marines, his like head surgeon, basically does surgery on him to like weaken the progenitor gland. That way Huron Blackheart can live longer. So along with like reconstructive surgery, because the guy's falling apart. He's been fucking blown apart to Kingdom Come, and yet somehow he's still functioning, to where even other Chaos Space Marines look at Huron Blackheart and they're like, how is he still alive? You know, like they look at him and they're like, how is he functioning as a Space Marine? You know, he's like barely pieced together. And even he's considered old. And then you look at Abaddon, and Abaddon's got warp juice all over the place. It sounds so gross, but it's true. He is an old man as well. He's very old for an Astartes, but he's still very combat effective. So is Huron Blackheart, but less so than Abaddon. Like 1v1, Abaddon would absolutely body Huron Blackheart. No doubt. No doubt. The talent of Horus and the fucking Draconian Blade alone, like Abaddon is not to be trifled with. He is a very bad, nasty man. He's one of the bad guys in the settings, right? But he's not even that. He's a big evil, but the crazy thing is he's not even the biggest evil. So, and then LED said, when I was at the doctor, they were like, how much do you drink? How much alcohol do you drink? And I was like, fuck, I just had some in my coffee. That's funny, Ellie. And then WC said, I really had a fun TS idea. Hear me out. Oh, yeah, go for it, dude. For Thousand Suns. He said, Zangor Shaman, 3 Zangors on a disc, and 60 Zangor. All Zangors. Oh, my God. I thought Thousand Suns hate them. That's so funny, dude. Neo said Peter Turbo would fucking wipe the floor with a lot of these Chaos Lords. 100%, man. Yeah, if Perturabo came back and he saw Chaos for what it is, he would fucking body pretty much all of them. Pretty much all of them. Save, I think he would kill Abaddon, but I don't know if he would or not. I don't know if he would. Maybe he'd respect him. I don't know. I mean, Abaddon had a lot of failed campaigns too. So, but it's hard being Chaos, man. It's something I'm learning. Even playing Chaos, like even playing them like on the board, and like you start to learn about them and how they play and shit. Like you learn about Chaos and their lore. A lot of them, they're fighting with outdated shit, man. I'm not saying it's bad, but like the Imperium, they get all the nice fancy stuff. They got the Rubicon Marines. They cross the Rubicon to become not Rubicon Marines. I'm thinking TS, but I'm saying they become Primaris, right? And that's a new thing where fucking Chaos doesn't have that. They're falling apart, man. All of them. They're all falling apart. If the warp isn't trying to tear them apart or possess them, like, they're falling apart, dude. Like, they're a threat, but you give them too much time, they might kill themselves or each other, or, they're going to implode. They don't have enough to take on the Imperium, really. The only ones who could probably do some serious damage would be the Iron Warriors. Not even the Black Legion. I hate to say it, they're a real threat because they do have the Blackstone fortresses. And they have Vashtor, but also Perturabo has Vashtor as well. So that's a really, really big threat. And then another threat that would come out of the blue would be the Word Bearers. If the Word Bearers got their shit together and they actually wanted to start fucking the Imperium up and converting them, because the Imperium's already basically rotting on the inside anyway, and they're trying to fight off all these external threats and internal threats. Like, another threat would be religion used against them, you know, because that's the most powerful thing that the Imperium has, is their religion that they have that motivates everybody and keeps them in line. Like, the Emperor's watching you and do your job, guardsmen. Like, if that wasn't there, I don't know, man, a lot of people would fold. So something to think about, right? Revel said I put in Lehman. Yeah, I know what you meant, bro. And WC said add 1 rubric marine. That's so funny. Just 1. Revel said Webway. Oh, okay, he went into the Webway to clap some Eldar cheeks. Word. Okay. That's where he went. Okay. Thank you. And then Jagatai is in the Webway of the Eldari. So he's in the Webway to fight them as well. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard from him. I'm surprised he wants to fight him. I can see Jagatai Khan wanting to actually do diplomacy with them too if he wanted to. If he was smart, he would actually be diplomatic with the Eldari. But Khan is in the Webway. Dorn is missing. Yeah, all you have is his hand. Manus, not sure if he's permadead. You're not wrong. I don't know where his body went, but he's got to be dead. And then, God, I have a System song stuck in my fucking head. Funny that you say fucking head because Ferrus Manus got decapitated. So, as a Primarch, he died that way. Iron Warrior 2 said, I want Corvus Corax to come back. He isn't really doing much in the warp other than killing word bearers. Oh, that's what he's up to. Okay. See, I did not know that. I knew he was in the warp. I knew he got ascended. Because you're in the warp for too long. Your body is going to go through changes. I don't care who you are. Unless if you're fucking Gilliman, right? And you have, like, the Emperor's Sword, and, like, you have all the, like, your Sisters of Silence. Like, they're not going to be warp touched because the warp hates them. Anything psychic hates them, for example. But, like, most people, when they enter the warp, like, they're going to either go insane, claw their eyeballs out, or kill each other, and all the above. Or mutate, right? That's why the Geller fields are so important on the ships when they enter through the warp. Russ went into the Eye of Terror. Holy shit, Lehman Russ into the Eye of Terror. Yeah, where the fuck is he? Damn it. And then I think CC would be able to change back Corvus Corax and forth since he's using his full power of his soul. Oh, yeah, because I don't think he never lost his soul. It's just his body, right? And then Ellie said, I'm going to be back, got to take my meds. Vulcan is eternal, waiting to come back. That's what I've heard as well. He is a perpetual. That's one of his strengths that he has. Iron Warrior said, I'd like to paint. It's easy to paint Grimdark if you can slap chop method. Just prime the mini black first, then add dark colors and lots of shading. That's true. Yeah. So, and then, yep, Evil Sons. In the highlights will darken the Mephiston red, absolutely. Very true. I use corn red myself. Neo said Grimdark isn't just about painting, it's kit bashing, surface variation, among other things. That's true. That's true. WC said I like a challenge. Reneval said 5,000 years ago. Okay, so that's when the Badab War happened, was 5,000 years ago. Again, freaking Abaddon's been in service to the Imperium for a very long time, even before that. So, and then Round Guy said we have the 2nd and 11th missing, also vague history. That is true too. Ellie's back. She said, God, I hate pills. I like pills now, Ellie. I like them. I got a new one added to my collection today, and he said, like, Reneval said, so like Pokemon, collecting them. Yeah, new one is to help me not be sick. That's good. I hope it's like an antibiotic or something is what they gave you there, Ellie. Reneval said some of the Chaos Forces might be in trouble since they have been time travel to the future directly after the Horus Heresy battle. Wait, what? Some of the Chaos Forces might be in trouble, age trouble, since they've time traveled to the future. Yeah, that's true too. So they also see it as when they go into the warp and they go into the Eye of Terror, when they come back, to them it's only been 100 years, right? But in reality, it's been like 2,000 years that passes for the Imperium. So what's interesting is like the veterans of the Long War, if you're reading up on Chaos and like the Night Lord's Omnibus again, because they're going through thousands of years, but when they travel through the Eye of Terror, they come out, they go to the warp, they come back, yada yada yada. The Imperium is like progressing, and they're like looking at these new Marines coming to fight them, or they're engaging with them, and they're like, oh, they have new power suits. That's weird. And they're like, oh, well, this, what the hell? They call them half-breeds, you know, or like they're weaker gene seed because they've been passed down so much, because it gets, the progenitor gland keeps getting reused, and all the gene seed keeps getting reused by the apothecaries when creating new space marines, that like the gene seed is kind of like weakened. So a lot of the firstborn marines kind of look down at them, along with these Primaris marines. Even in the Imperium, they kind of look down at them a little bit, or just kind of cockeyed a little bit. So, and then, God, I hope it will. I hate the flu. Yeah, I hope it helps you too, Ellie. I hope you get a lot better, you know. And then I hope to take down your fever. Good. Iron Warrior 42 said, I like Chaos Terminators, but I feel like their minis are so fragile with the tusks and spikes on the back. Yeah, I have the Terminators. I just got to build them and paint them. And I don't know how they play, if they're better than the Chosen, but I've heard through battle reports that the Chosen are better with Abaddon, because Abaddon could either lead the Chosen or Terminators. That's it. But Terminators have Deep Strike. I don't know if Chosen do. Let me look. Might as well, right? I'm just letting my paint dry down here. I'll get back to them in a minute. But let me go ahead and flip to my boys, the Chosen, and let's see, do they have Deep Strike? Nope. So Chaos Terminators, yep, they're pretty badass. Here's Chosen, here we are. Do they have Deep Strike? I don't see any abilities that allow it to Deep Strike. What? Yeah, so Abaddon can be with the Terminator Squad or the Chosen. He has Deep Strike, he has Leader. What? No way. I mean, this is an outdated codex, but like, there's no way. I am getting tired. Okay, Terminators can Deep Strike, as I knew, but Chosen cannot. Huh. There you go. Yeah, that sucks. I did not know that. But they do have Chosen Marauders, which is one of their abilities. It says this unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it advanced or fell back. So that's kind of nice. Okay, thank you, Renival. Yeah, and then WC said, let me go check NR. Is that new rules? Yeah, but it doesn't say that they have Deep Strike on their abilities, which is weird. You think it would say that. And then Renival said if Abaddon has Deep Strike when he attaches to them, he grants them the ability. Is that true? Oh, new recruits. Okay. New recruit. That's what NR is. Okay. Yeah. Renival said Terminators are always tough. Yes, they are. I will say the toughness on Chosen is 4. Terminators is 5, which is I think that's just regular Space Marines, isn't it? For the Imperium, they just have a 5. So, they save on 2 ups though, which is really good, by the way. That's awesome. And then Invulnerable saves is 4 up, which is nice, just in case. 5-inch movement. They're only 3 wounds each, which is pretty stupid. I feel like Terminators should be a lot tougher than that. Like, I feel like they should have more wounds than just 3. Like, at least give them 5 or something. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Leadership is a 6 up, and then their OC is 1, which I think their OC should be higher. I think their OC should be 2, personally. Chosen are 6-inch movement, toughness 4, save on 3 ups compared to 2 ups, no invulnerable save. Wounds only 3. Leadership is 6 up, and then OC is 1. So, But let me check Abby. Let me check Abaddon, because you said if he attaches, he grants them Deep Strike. Because he has Deep Strike and Leader, obviously. And if you're saying that he can, if he's attached to the Chosen as the leader, then he grants them Deep Strike, which I was not aware of that. That must be in the core rules. So you know that better than me, homie. But that's crazy that Chosen do not have Deep Strike. That kind of sucks. So, I mean, Terminators automatically have that. But Chosen are like a option if you don't want to use Terminators. Chosen are like an alternative to Terminators. And for whatever reason, Abaddon can only lead the Terminators or the Chosen. He can't just lead your basic Legionaries. He can't be attached to them, but he has an aura that they still get. So you can run him as an agent, like on his own, if you want to. So, excuse me. Back to the comments. LED said, I'm going to Google this. Okay. WC said, okay, Chaos Terminators do have Deep Strike. That's correct. And then Terminators are really good units if you really hate Horde armies. Ah, okay. Probably because their toughness, I'd imagine. And their attacks. Because the Terminators for Chaos, they have melee and they have, of course, ranged weapons or pistols, which I would probably just put pistols on all of them. Because I want them to be more melee. Like, if they get into engagement, they can still shoot pistols, and they can still fucking do a beatdown. So I'm going to give them a really good weapon, and then ideally they can just use pistols. They're going to be up close and personal. From afar, they're not going to do... I mean, unless if they have really good weapons, and I can look at their warload. I can look at their loadout later on, but... Okay, yep. So both him and his bodyguards grant each other's abilities to use. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for that, Renival. Good to know, bro. Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure, yeah, because those are his bodyguard units, right? So, like, the Terminators would be bodyguard. You have to kill the bodyguard first, unless if you have precision, then you go right after the character instead of the bodyguards. So that's why having precision is very good to have. And I think the Chaos Lord has precision, and the Master of Executions also has precision, which is pretty badass, by the way. I stepped on a needle last night and I was bleeding everywhere, and now it's infected as now I can't walk. LED, what the hell are you doing? Oh my god. Was it just a random needle laying out? Fuck, I hope not. If you stabbed yourself with a needle, girl, you need to go get that checked. Unfortunately. And bring the needle with you, too. If you can find it, bring that shit. Because they might be able to test that, too, unfortunately. I have this guy at my local game store who plays some Necrons. He bought the Deceiver and a ton of Warriors and stuff, and I was able to nuke the Deceiver in a T2. Turn 2. Holy shit, he was probably pissed about that. Because the Deceiver, you killed the Deceiver. WC said my army is specialized against Angron and Chaos Knights and the Lord of Skulls army. Woo! Yeah, so if you get into any world eaters, you're basically gonna body them pretty quick, is what you're saying. Which is, I mean, world eaters are pretty strong. They're pretty good on the tabletop. I would love to be a world eaters player. They're really fucking cool. They're really cool, but they're kind of a one-trick pony, you know? That's why I don't play them. They're kind of a one-trick pony. There's not really a whole lot to them, but it's simple, you know? It's like, all right, go forward, smash, kill, you know, fucking turn one charge, as they say is the joke. So, it's kind of funny. All right, back to painting. Just doing the basing on these guys. Turn one fucking charge. Fucking corn. What you see is what you get. Yeah, but the Lord of Skulls is allowed to be used as a Chaos Undivided. I just want one, not to put it on the tabletop. I just want one just to have it on my shelf, to be honest. But I'm going to make it Night Lords. That's what I've decided. So if I ever get enough money, or, I don't know, maybe I fucking win the lottery or something, I'll buy one. I mean, I could buy one now, technically, and start it, but it's going to be a really long project to get that thing together. But I would love to have a Lord of Skulls and do it Night Lords themed. That's something I really want to do, because I haven't seen one yet. I'm sure they're out there, but I haven't seen it, you know. But that'd be pretty fucking dope. I would get a lot of it kit bashed, obviously, and I would probably work with a 3D printer company to make it, like specific parts, and you know, I want it to look a certain way, but I would never field it. It would just literally be, maybe I could enter it into a competition or something, but I just want them on my shelf because it look fucking cool. You know? And then Renival said, oh, sorry to hear that, Ellie. Did you clean and wrap it up? I hope so. And then WC said, so it has a butt ton of anti-tank. Yeah. Yeah, your army is... That's good. If that's a tanky army. How would you do against Horde? If you were to play Horde. Like me, personally, I don't really want to play Horde, so... I'm not... No, I don't want to have a 20-hour game, so... Especially as a newbie. I just feel like it would be a lot to calculate and try to keep up with, and... Maybe I'm wrong, but... I don't know. Like, I don't even want to play against Guard as much as I love the Guard. Maybe I could learn how to better play the Guard, right? If I actually played against someone with Guard as Chaos, so... But... Renovable said you also want to read up on different detachment rules for CSM to find which one fits your army more. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. LED just came in with, I'm a man. Okay. And then Jason McGuire said, are you gay? LED said, hell yeah, I didn't mean I is confused is what Renovable said. And then WC said, my rival is a WE player. Oh, really? Interesting. Okay. Absolutely crushed me every time I played so far. Oh, okay. Good to know. And then Renovable said, are you able to donate plasma, Travis? I mean, I could if I wanted to, yeah. Probably. LED said you told me to think about it. Well, I did. Now I don't want to ever feel a thing anymore. I'm oversleeping like a dog on the floor. It must be a song, of course. And then WC said, I got an absolute ton of flamers. LOL, a horde would be eviscerated. Okay, good. So you have that. Yeah, you have that covered. And then Renovable said, blast flamethrowers and sustain hits. Whew. Ignores cover. Yeah. Hell yeah. And then WC said, I got all that. Nice. Yeah, you'd probably demolish me in a game, dude. Maybe we could do a one of these days. Maybe we could do a TTS or something with our armies, and I don't know. Maybe that's way down the road, but yeah, I got to figure out what I'm doing. You know, I got to figure out my army and how I want it to look and how I want it to play. So, oh, WC said that would be cool. Oh, okay, yeah, man. Just like your army versus my army, you know what I mean? Just put everything in and virtually just play it. And then WC said still got to figure out how to get TTS, though. You do have to pay for it. But there, you can look up YouTube. That's what I did. And you can download everything that you need. And then you do need to pay for TTS. But once you get that, it unlocks pretty much everything. So everything that you need. And I think there's also a way, there are some limitations. So if you have an army that, let's say, like visually, I'm talking visually, there are some units, for whatever reason, if it's homebrew or something like that, it won't physically show your unit being there, but the square will light up that your unit's there. I've heard that that's a little bit of a problem, but it's really good with terrain. So terrain rules, it's very solid. Fight mode, it's very good. It's able to roll through. It has a good randomizer for your dice. So you just enter it in and everything. And then it will track your match play a little bit for you. So, but I still gotta, I have it. I do have TTS. I did pay for it. I looked at it and I went, I'll look at that later. And that's where it's at. Because I've been too busy painting my armies. I'm too busy trying to get my army ready. But TTS is very good to have. But there is a way you can download. I think you need 2 different programs. You need a main program, and then you need to download, which is what you need to pay for. And that's like with a codex and like you get access to all the armies essentially, as I understand it. So you can download the app for TTS, but you can't really, it's a wargaming simulator. And then you download like the DLC for 40K specifically. That's how I understand it. So if you want to have a tabletop simulator, you can get that, but like you could play any type, like you could purchase AOS if you want to do AOS, for example, or you could purchase like I don't know about Trench Crusade. I don't think it's built yet, but like that's an example of what TTS is you can use it to play like Star Wars. I know Star Wars is also very good as well for TTS. So if you want to dabble into another tabletop game, TTS does work with Star Wars, as I understand it. Hi, what's up, very long name. Welcome. Please subscribe, thumbs up. I appreciate it. So, well, everybody else, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it, guys. It's almost 10 o'clock. I'll probably be calling it around 10. So, but I'm glad that I hopped on here, and I'm just doing some painting, just getting a little bit done. I figure I might as well go live, try to see if I can trick the algorithm into liking me. So, WC said, hello, traveler. Hello, stranger. What brings you to this wing of the internet? Mr. Safaria. Thanks for the hearts, whoever that is. I appreciate the love. Elle, are you okay over there? You still alive, girl? And Renival, you still here, bro? Guys, remember to like and subscribe. Yeah, like and subscribe. And if you want more Warhammer content, you can subscribe to Neo and WC, the Warhammer commentator. Big shout out to him. He has a great channel as well. He does Space Marine. So if you're into the good guys, he's the one to follow if you like that. So, and then Neo, he does a little bit of online gaming. So if you're interested in Space Marine 2 and doing some gameplay and following along, maybe you know, if you get to know him well enough, and maybe if you prove yourself, he might even play a game with you. So look at that. I missed Neo on the last one though. I know you probably did. You go live on Sunday, bro? I apologize because I did miss you that day. That was a busy day. So, but I know you usually go live around 1 p.m. So, Space Marine 2 is so fun. Yeah, WC is a kick-ass player in that. He's got his salamanders guy. I love the look of your character, dude. It's awesome. Like, if I could imagine what WC would have a character looking like, that's your guy. He is badass, dude. Big fan. Very cool. Me, I would definitely play as a Chaos player, personally. But get a nice Chaos skin. Just play that. But I don't know if there's like a Chaos Tech Marine. That'd be interesting, too. An Iron Warrior would be pretty badass. I could see an Iron Warrior just fucking Tyranids up all day. Like, if the Tyranids ever came to Metringard or whatever and tried to siege that entire planet, the Tyranids would get fucked up. They would not know what hit them. They'd be like, oh, let's just do this. And then, yeah, they don't know what real warfare is until you come up against the Iron Warriors, fam. I strongly believe that, too. Iron Warriors are a serious legion. If they got their shit together, man, they could do some serious sieging. And now that the Imperial Fists are just they're a very minuscule what they used to be. They're not as strong as they used to be. The Black Templars, though, that would be a cool one. But Black Templars are after Xenos and shit. Like, they'll, you know, Black Templars are on their own. They're on their own thing. So they're on their own crusade, as it's called in 40K. So. Oh, you can't do Chaos in PvE? Oh, okay. You have to make Loyalist work as Chaos. Okay. Oh, that's... hopefully they open that up, because that'd be kind of cool. I would definitely be more interested in playing then. I didn't know that. Dang it. Yeah. I would definitely be a Chaos player. I just like the aesthetic. I just like the look. So, but Loyalists are awesome, too. Loyalists are good. No doubt. So, but I just like the look of Chaos. They're just it's my faction. It's who I chose. Doesn't mean I agree with them. Not fully. So. I just know what it's like to be a disgruntled veteran. So maybe that's why I resonate with Chaos so much, you know? They're just like, doing the good guy stuff sucks. You know, or it's just frustrating and you have to do what you're told and and you join Chaos and guess what? You still get told what to do. So you just have a little bit more free reign on how you want to do it. Sometimes that's to the detriment of the Chaos though, because they end up losing a lot of forces because they're like, why are those guys retreating? And they're like, oh yeah, they just said fuck you. So at least with Loyalists, they're pretty good. Unless if you get some Dark Angels, then they might leave you on the battlefield to go find some Fallen or something. They're not very reliable. They're probably the least reliable Space Marines you'll ever come across. The most reliable is probably the Lamentors and the Blood Angels. Like, they'll slog it out, man. Those guys will slog it, and then fucking Ultramarines, too. They'll slog it out, too. So, and probably Salamanders. But they might deviate if there's humans involved, right? And they're like, oh shit, there's a whole bunch of humans that are trying to escape, and you know, they're surrounded, and they're like, we're going. So the Salamanders are awesome for that. They're definitely they're probably the best legion to have come to your planet. But if they come to your planet, it's not for a good reason. You're in trouble. If the Salamanders show up, you're like, oh shit, we're gonna die, aren't we? So, and of course the Salamanders will be like, no, we're gonna live, guys. We're gonna make it. It's okay. Better hope so. It's a lot of hopes and dreams. But the Salamanders are very brave. And the cool thing is they'll teach humans to be brave too. But not like bash them over the head, you know, unless they have to. But most Salamanders, they're just, I don't know, they just get humans, man. They just understand them. That's why the Emperor made them. They're the good guys. And then WC said sucks because there are some epic Chaos skins. Yeah, I know. Oh, there's Carcharodon armor, though, so it's not hard to... Oh, that's good. So you could use that to kind of, like, make them chaotic-y looking. Gotcha, okay. Yeah, it's probably just for the storyline, you know, man. It's just... They just want to, for continuity, like, good guys are with good guys. They're not with the bad guys, so... Yeah. But that would be pretty sick, dude. Yeah. I would definitely play as Chaos if they allowed that. So hopefully they open that up, but I don't know if they will. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe they're already starting on Space Marine 3, which they shouldn't. They really shouldn't. They should keep with Space Marine 2 for a while and ride that gravy train and prove that they're actually going to stick around. You know, they're not just going to move on to the next project immediately. So, and we still got 11th edition coming up, you know? So, yeah, WC said it's been 2 years, which 2 years is a good time. That is a good amount of time to be playing a game. Let me ask you, do you want a Space Marine 3? You're a Space Marine 2 player. Would you want Space Marine 3? Would that interest you? I'm just curious. Like, are you like, yeah, I guess it's time, like, maybe to push the story forward? Oh, you would. Interesting. And then Renival said, yeah, it can happen, however, not be Titus. Yeah, because, like, it's Space Marine. It doesn't have to be Titus. It's always Titus because he was the original character. I could see them doing a Space Marine 3 with Titus anyway, because now he's going to be the captain. Yeah, and not be Ultramarines. I know, right, dude? Yeah, exactly. It's called Space Marine. Exactly, Renival. I'm of the exact same... Like, they could choose any chapter. But, of course, they want it to, like, bring in new people to play. But, like, if you trust Space Marine 2, you loved Space Marine 2, you played Space Marine 1, maybe you didn't play Space Marine 1, you just played Space Marine 2, and you loved the way that it played, then they could... I mean, even if you could choose a different one, let's let's just hypothetically go here. What if you got the option to choose which one to play as, and your story would do that? You know, like if you chose a Blood Angels, let's say you wanted to play as a Blood Angels guy, and you could go through the storyline as a Blood Angels character, for example. Or if you wanted to choose, kind of like Fable, you know, like Fable, you get to choose. I know in life, like in real life, but I'm just saying if you got to choose your faction and there were like a couple core guys you could play as, you know, maybe you could play as Marnius Calgar or something if you really wanted to, you know, or if you wanted to play as, help me out here, who's a chapter master? Logan Grimnar. Let's say you're Logan Grimnar for the fucking Space Wolves. How badass would that be to play as Logan Grimnar? That would be awesome. So in Space Marine 3, if they were like, or Vulcan Histan, there you go. Thank you, WC. Yeah. So let's say you could choose a strong chapter master, because the idea of Space Marine is that the video game is they want to bring in people that aren't familiar as much with the universe, maybe, or maybe they like shooter games and they like sci-fi. They go into Space Marine, they know about Ultramarines, they learn a decent amount about the lore, maybe not everything, but they have a pretty good grasp of what's going on. Space Marine 3, now they bring in like, hey, what if you want to be a different chapter? And you get to learn and progress as that chapter specific Space Marine. That'd be pretty fucking cool. I would definitely play by them. Just a couple. They don't have to have like, I mean, 10 would be a lot, because imagine the computation to build that thing. Holy shit. But that'd be kind of cool. Or maybe somewhere along the line in Space Marine 3, they're like fighting Necrons, right? And maybe all the other chapter masters that you could play as come together to defeat the Necrons, for example. I'm just throwing it out there. That'd be kind of cool. So you could see other, you know, like maybe you work with the Blood Angels and you're a Salamander, for example, to like take on a Tomb World together or some shit. You know, I'm just throwing things out there, but I think that'd be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. So, and then GW does most of the writing when it comes to the games. Yeah, so they try to keep it really lore integrity. And that's a good thing, Renable. I don't think that's a bad thing. So they try to keep it reasonably as accurate to the main lore. And I could be talking out of my ass here, but I think reasonably speaking, they do a pretty good job with the video game and the lore, because I think they want to build that together in some sort of a gaming verse. Maybe that's the wrong word to use, but like they want to tie it all kind of together, like the books, the tabletop 500 worlds, Titus 500 worlds, you know what I mean? Like maybe they're trying to intersect them a little bit to you know, but you're using all three at once. So like you read the books and those have extra things that 500 Worlds, the campaign book, doesn't have, so you use it as supplementary material, and you play Space Marine 2 or Space Marine 3, and that ties into the 500 Worlds campaign, for example. I could see them doing that. Like, they're trying to meet it together. Of course, it's fucking Ultramarines, but, like, that's what they're trying to do, maybe. They were hands off on Dawn of War 1, and that pissed me, and pissed that because they had to make Blood Ravens canon that outshine their Smurfs. Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that. That's funny. So they had to fucking hurry up, and they were pissed that they had to make Blood Ravens canon. I didn't know that. So in Dawn of War 1, they were interesting. Well, that's cool. Thanks for sharing that, Renival. I did not know that, homie. And then LED said, I'll be back. I need to wrap my foot again. Okay, Ellie, you're fine. I'm actually about to end it here, guys, because it is 10 o'clock CST. But I did want to thank everybody for hopping on. I know this was impromptu. Again, I'm just doing this just to keep YouTube on its toes. So thanks for joining me as always. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You make the night so much better. So I really want to thank everybody who hopped on just to hang out with me and keep me company. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, welcome back, Ellie. Yeah, all right, WC. Thank you, sir, for stopping by as always, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate talking with you guys, too. Thanks for just conversing. I just like talking about Warhammer, and I get to talk with you guys about Warhammer, you know, and on a daily basis, you don't always get to nerd out a little bit, so it's kind of fun. And then Round Guy coming in here and fucking OJ Simpson popping in, which is kind of funny. So just to lighten things up, like normally that person would never join my live on a Wednesday. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to like sort of branch out a little bit and all that. So Reneville said, you got 2 more hours. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Till I have to go to sleep. But I do want to call it here though. I know I could stay on for 2 more hours, but I want to watch a show and like paint, you know. Sorry. I love you guys though. But you'll see me again. Oh, it's 11 for you, Ellie? Yeah, because you're East Coast. Makes sense, but well, maybe Reneville and Ellie, you two can make things work out for next week or whatever, and maybe y'all do your virtual date. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and hash that out real quick. I'm not gonna end it until you guys hash that out. Chances are, Reneville, she's probably gonna say, "Hey, probably not a good idea," which I agree. You know, put a little rain check on that. But that doesn't mean she's standing you up if she's telling you. If she's standing you up, that means you show up and she doesn't show up. At least she's warning you. I would rather that. You know what I mean? I got a hockey game I'm going to tomorrow too, so. Yeah, Ellie said I have the flu, so I'm going to have to change that. Yeah, understandably. So, hopefully you get better, Ellie. That sucks. I haven't had the flu in a little while, but yeah. No, thank you. I don't like getting sick. Reneville said, okay. Yeah. So when do you think, Ellie? Next week? What are you thinking? Let's help Reneville out here. Don't just leave him hanging. Reneville says, I don't think anybody does. Yeah. Nobody likes getting sick. I guess you're right. Like, when I was a kid, I liked getting sick because that means that I didn't have to go to school. So, like, oh, I'm sick. Like, I wanted to, like, my friend would get me sick. I'm like, get me sick on purpose. I don't want to go to school. Oh, my gosh. Oh, we definitely did that, by the way. I'm like, cough in my fucking face. I want to get sick. Like, that's crazy, but I've done that. It's fucking gross, but literally, I'm like, I don't want to go to school. Hang out with your buddy who's sick as fuck, share a cigarette or something, and you get sick as fuck, and Nurgle gives your gifts. It's fucking gross, but yeah. Ellie said it's a festival. Oh, shit. Okay. There you go. Reneville said I get the flu and I'm out for a week where I sleep and I don't even eat and yeah. Yeah, when I get sick, I get really sick, man. I don't normally get sick, by the way. Like, normally Maddie gets sick and I'm fine. It's true. Like, she got sick a while ago and nothing. I was fine. Unless if I eat something bad or, like, you know, I can get sick. But when I get sick, I get really sick. So, but normally I don't. I have friends who get sick and I'm like, I'm fine. So, I don't know. Every once in a while, though, I do get sick too. But when I get sick, again, I get really fucking sick. You know, I won't be laid up for a week, but I would say probably like a couple fucking days, and it's going to be violent. It's going to suck. Vomiting, all that. Yeah. So I always have reserve Thermaflu and like, you know, Dayquil and NyQuil. Like we have that shit pretty much stocked just in case, because you never know. So, but Ellie, I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. But all right, you guys can hash it out next Wednesday. How does that sound? Because I'll be going live next Wednesday per usual. So you two can talk then, and hopefully Ellie's better by then. If she's even gonna go, I mean, hopefully you go to the festival and you're able to make it. But yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Spring festival sounds nice. So there you go, like a concert, you know. So, but you two can hash it out next Wednesday. I'll be live again, per usual, 8 o'clock. Sorry, my eyes are really dry. I need some eye drops. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and be closing it up, my friends. I really appreciate everybody hanging out with me again. Again, it's just an impromptu live. I just wanted to do it just to see what would happen. I'm kind of experimenting. But I'm glad that I got to do this. I'm glad I got to hang out with you for a little bit, like an hour and some change. So, but I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. I do want to thank everybody for showing up. And I'm wishing you guys everything the best. Ellie, I hope you feel better. You should definitely get your foot checked out, especially if you fucking stepped on a needle. Unless if you mean like a sewing needle, that's a little different, right? I'm thinking of like a fucking drug needle or something. Like, that's fucking gross. But, whatever college girls say, Travis, yep. All right, bye, everybody. Take care. That's all I got. This is Travis with ChaoticCrafterZero. Until next time, bye.